What, front to back, yeah?
Wait, before you play it, let's just quickly go over the artwork. You did the artwork.
Yes.
That's worth talking about.
Yeah, I did. That is me looking at you and Ed Scissortongue talking about what time we had to get on at the junction. Yeah, it's from the video shoot in that pub. And I was sitting in front of that weird green just bit of wood on the floor.
I don't remember that.
And yeah, because there's a video which literally goes from this.
I literally didn't know
and then
that.
I turn to the camera and start doing, like the chorus in the video is this shot. The video starts with this shot and then I just turn to the camera and do the chorus. But I'm listening to you going, oh, we've actually got to get to the show pretty soon. That's why I'm looking up like that. So I am looking up at you in this shot.
Okay.
Weirdly. It's a nice colour.
You did the album cover for your, what's it called, album as well, didn't you? The one with
I think I've done them all, yeah.
You've done them all.
Yeah, End of the World News, fucking Destroy Everything, and what was the other one called? Level. Yeah. Because they've all got weird names like that, like weird trying to be clever, multi-meaning names. Like Level being like to play mind games but also to destroy stuff and smash everything and blah, blah, blah. But Fathom is a unit of depth, which is like the pun about it. It's like, this is a unit of depth. It's a deep fucking unit.
A unit of depth?
A depth.
Oh, I thought you said
Fathom
depth.
is how you measure depth.
It's like, what's what?
So you measure depths in Fathom, and a fathom is, I think it's either an arm or it's both arms like that. I think it's one arm.
Oh, okay.
So like it's how the Leonardo da Vinci drawing is in fathoms. That's the way that's split into sections. Right. Those sections are called fathoms.
See,
as well.
I didn't know any of that was going on.
And fathom also means to understand, doesn't it? Fathom that. So yeah, it's deep. Is the idea.
All right, sick. Well, let's fucking listen to it then.
All right, good.
Once again, I work late.
Firstly, I don't remember making this beat at all, and I don't know when you got it or when I sent it to you, or where I lived, i.e. what studio it was made in.
I think.
Was it Brighton?
I think you made these beats in Brighton, yeah. Because I got the first of your beats I heard when I was doing the Disorder thing, and you'd sent him a beat tape. But was that the first one of your beats I'd ever heard? Yeah, it was. Maybe you'd sent me that one beat. You sent me that one beat that's on Destroy Everything.
Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, that was when it started.
Yeah, I think that was the first beat, but I think I might have already heard and rapped Pork Swing, Mood Swing. So I think I heard that at Disorders and rapped it, which I'll go into in a bit. Yeah. But you sent me that one, and then by the time a few years later, you sent me a bunch. But this wasn't one of them, because there's a YouTube video of me doing this 10 years ago.
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's weird as fuck. It's weird as fuck, I'm being all rappy.
You look totally different.
Yeah, I look like 16, which is
it's
weird.
It's not even a youth thing, you just look completely different.
Yeah, I'm a different person.
I don't know
I'm an entirely different human.
I put my finger on it.
I'm an entirely different human. But yeah, so this wasn't like part of the batch, this was just one of those little random ones, I'm pretty sure. But I got this, I think this, Pork Swing, Eddie, I think you sent me like 3 beats and Mood Swing. I asked for Mood Swing and you sent me like 3 or 4. And this was way before we were planning to do an album. This is just like, here's some beats. I
remember when I started making beats for you specifically, not just going, oh, that could be a Skuff one, that could be being like, okay, that's a thing, and then and I remember that happening, but I just don't remember where I was, and I think it was Brighton.
Choosing to leave the life of omens, seeing that mic glowing, sat for a slew of cruise music case that might be open.
No, I think what happened is you then had a second like wave of shit when I think you'd moved into the new studio.
Oh yeah,
that's when you sent me like this one, basically the rest of the album. You sent me then, apart from a couple that we made during the recording process. Like, so the other 4 or 5 tracks you sent me then. Because this one, I remember thinking, nah, this isn't for me. I was like, you sure Chester wouldn't sound better on this? And you were like, no, I made this for you, this is you.
Your memory's so much better than mine, man.
According to your phone, there's no friends, no drug dealers, text, Twitter feeds, FB, exes, grief, tits and sex.
That's why I think this album has such a like weird time span, because I am 3 different people, and I think so are you.
Yeah.
In the making of this album. There's you when you lived in Brighton and I fucking rented. That's when we rewrote.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I remember it getting intense in the in the London studio at Manor House, and that's when it became like.
Yeah. But you thought I'd recorded a load of it in Brighton.
I thought you were having a mental breakdown.
What, during the album?
Yeah.
I think I definitely do. I think it does.
In the London section of it.
Yeah, the London section of it.
If
I
you
definitely
listen at the start of one of the tunes, I think it's Freedom, we had a little, we had the vocal booth with a window and a little curtain, and you asked me to close the curtain. And you can hear you say it at the beginning. You might have to close the curtain because you were in a bit of a state.
Yeah, it's quite a personal tune. I was about to go and do this.
No.
I knew I was going to do it in one take as well. I'm going to be in one take. I'm probably going to fall apart doing it.
It's safe to say a lot of passion went in.
Everybody just jump. Step to the edge and jump.
There's a few of these tracks that are like could only be done at certain points of an evening. Like Crimson is like mid fucking piss up.
Yeah, I remember a lot of it getting done in real moments of like, it wasn't like clinical studio, get the thing done. It was like, a lot of it got recorded, written, and in a moment.
Well, we go through
insanity.
The session would generally be, we'd sit and listen to what we've done so far, go on for ages about weird things other people had done in hip hop. Like mad stuff that didn't go to the lines, and then like other weird like grime people that we liked and why we liked them, and like just weird things about things that we liked, and then do a bunch of tunes. By that point we're like pretty pissed, and then when we were like really getting into it, we'd just start tracking beats together and doing weird stuff, like turning the drums off for ages or doing stuff, and then playing instruments and doing all that mad shit.
Yeah, I remember getting the Polish drummer Boo Boo from next door to come and do a drum solo. Or was it Chris? Annoying Chris?
No, it was definitely Annoying Chris.
It was Annoying Chris?
Yeah, because he kicked off at me at about 3 in the morning because he thought I'd put like some fucking virus on his computer, so he came back from his room. I think probably because he was trying to have a wank over some illegal... Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with it, but he was really fucking angry and going off at me, and I was just like, what the fuck? And then I think the next night you slapped him.
I slapped him round the face on a night out because he just got so annoying. Yeah. And once me and Baxter physically removed him from the room, we had a hammer on the wall in the studio that
break in case of dickheads.
Break in case of dickheads, and it was in case he came in, and you could hammer attack him if you wanted. No, big up Chris, he was alright, but he was not alright. He was not alright.
He does the drum solo at the end of the album, though.
Yeah, he's fucking amazing at the drums. We don't even remember who did what. Like, there's quite a lot of live instruments and fucking stuff like that. Yeah, JCA, Chester's DJ, did loads of guitar solo, didn't he? On Billy too. But there's like keyboards and stuff that either Pete or I did. There's a bunch of scratches on there. You did some stuff on the keyboard at one point. I'm sure I did some stuff on the keyboard at one point. Yeah, like, well, this tune, I came back and I think you'd added all those little really catchy bits on it. A little Korg. It was going to be the first voice you hear on the album, but now I think it's the first voice on side 2 is Ronnie Bosch. Because we've got all that crowd noise that we do at the start of Thingy, and that's like... I remember doing that. I can't remember, Baxter might have been there, he was definitely there at some of the sessions. I remember getting everyone to clap and cheer in the room and record in the room around the studio. Yeah. Yeah, that was... that was fake. We staged that. Yeah. I was living at my old dears for a bit before we moved into our new house. You sent these beats over. So I remember very well writing to them in the garden. Actually, you know the organ in the background of this Freedom one? That was actually, I made this beat in Brighton because I got Jerome took the beat to a church and recorded the organ. Seriously? In a church in Brighton and sent me the recording of the thing, and that went in as the, it's got that chord breakdown in the thing, that's a church organ. That's fun. Jerome had random access to it, I can't remember why. I had no idea about that because that's not on. I forgot. I mean, sorry, Jerome. I don't think you're credited. Definitely not. But I forgot, and then I was racking my brains thinking, where did I get that organ from? I didn't play it, and I was like, I got Jerome to do it. Oh fuck, he did it at the church. Because this was totally different when I got the beat.
And then when I turned up in London to record, you had this version of it with all these fucking crazy keys on it.
Yeah, and it had a drum breakdown in it as well. Yeah. So this drum breakdown wasn't Chris, was it?
I can't remember where this, because you did this.
Oh no, I sampled it, it's a sample.
Yeah, but this was after one of those conversations where we're like, yeah, people don't break enough rules. And so we just went into this, which it was just a normal tune before. Then you just went in and like stripped out the drums here. So it's literally just a bass line for ages, and then it's just another random drum break and all this fucking weird shit.
Yeah, I was having fun with the arrangement at that point. I need to get back into that.
You were so pissed doing this arrangement that you were nearly. I remember thinking you were actually it was gonna happen and you were gonna fall over. So I've seen you get pretty pissed in the studio, but you were like, it was like 3 a.m. and you were doing all of these cuts, and you like kept sort of like falling back as you were doing it, and then just catching it and moving forward. I was like, it's gonna happen. It's actually gonna happen.
Never.
No, never yet.
I'm a professional. Yeah, it's weird. I seem to like. I work better pissed. Like I do. Unfortunately, the greatest things I've ever achieved, I have been drunk when I achieved them. Yeah. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm useless sober, but it's just, yeah, if you are quite capable pissed, and you find a hobby or something that can entertain you when you are that pissed, i.e. not smashing a bus stop window or getting in a fight down the pub, and you just want to go and do that, you can be drunk as fuck and the best shit in the world's happening. So yeah, unfortunately, pretty much anything I've made for anyone that's been good is I've been drunk.
There's a thing about that, and I don't think you'll probably ever find it, but they did these studies, like a bunch of like fucking computer engineers were telling me this at work. They did these studies that like after 1 beer or 1.5 beers, you're scientifically better at you're provably better at everything that you do.
There were people
after 1.5 beers, but at 2 beers, you immediately slip down to like a level worse than you thought.
No, I don't believe that. Depends what you're doing.
But you don't. This is apparently like generally in all things. In all those things that you're quite confident at.
People survived the Titanic because they were so drunk.
Oh shit, like I guess like physiology surviving in
just chilling, like they just whatever and swam back pissed up, like.
Yeah, I think my brother was alright in a car crash because of that.
Yeah, I've crashed a car pissed, and I'm sure
You've crashed a car pissed?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Do you mean you were in a car that crashed when you were pissed?
Nah, I was pissed and I crashed it. It's a little Renault 5 in the Fens when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
But I was floppy, so I didn't hurt myself because I was pissed.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
My granddad used to tell me that they, the phrase "drink and drive" comes from the fact that it was like a name for a pastime first. Like when him and his
like
mates
that song,
in their
days, they'd be
Jerry
like, song.
Yeah. Love to have a drink and have a drive. It's really fun.
It is fun.
It's a fun thing to do
Don't
when you're pissed.
Do it.
Unfortunately,
it's stupid, but it is fun.
Yeah, of course.
And you're still not talking to me, I swear. These ropes are anchors, they don't hold you back, they guide you home.
The fucking videos, you've shot most of them yourself.
Yeah, well, it's.
Hooray.
I had to. Yeah, it was good for a label, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But
it's also good because you're very you do your own album covers. You've got a good eye for what you want. So I feel sometimes it can get a bit jumbled when you're trying to convey an idea to a geezer from Portsmouth you've never met, and he doesn't know your sense of humour or your aesthetic, and you just nail it with very simple things. To me, because you know how to do what you see, and not everyone can do that. I struggle to get it across to video people, graphic designers, anyone. Like, this is what I want. No, that's not what I want, and I get frustrated with myself. But I think it actually lent to the whole thing, the fact that you could just in-house that, and it all just, like, how many times did we go throw anything in the bin? Probably nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Dr. Skuff, hip-hop entity.
It's obviously better, I don't know, it just creates a package when someone is capable of more than just spitting bars or something, you know?
Well, I think it's, like, the whole point of an album, because now it's like, music culture now is a lot more like single focused than just track focused, right?
Yeah.
And albums are a bit of a throwback thing. If you're gonna do an album, for me, it has to be a cohesive whole, and that goes with the aesthetics of it as well.
Like how I like making albums. I don't want to chuck out beats and do singles here. I like to get stuck into the whole aesthetic.
Yeah, and I really like artists that do that. Like we've spoken about before, how good Tyler is at that. Each one of his albums are.
Yeah.
They have a world.
There's
they
a world,
exist in this world, and the visuals fit with everything, and it kind of ties together. And that felt like something I had to solve for this, because this is obviously it's a bit of a grown-up album, and I'm more, I'm older, and like it's not that crazy like just going mental thing it used to be.
Yeah.
So doing one of those videos where it's all mental just felt really inauthentic. So like trying to find a way to solve that was quite interesting. And also it's that mother.
But natural, right? Like that was the natural thing to do. I'm not going to try and be more than I am, so to speak.
Yeah,
which
but
again,
it's like how to do that then, though. That, you know, how's that going to work? And it's like some guys I'd worked with before, because I'm a graphic designer. These guys I worked with, they're like really good creative people who work for this creative agency, and they do shit like this for, I don't know, for like brands and restaurants and all stuff like that. And they're fans of the music, and they get it, they think like I do as well. Yeah. So I ran it past them a lot, and they're the ones that did that first video, like the one.
Oh, on the train. Slide flute.
Yeah, and it was like, I forget the guy's name. It's the director's last name's Anderson, but it's not Wes Anderson, it's someone else.
48.1, isn't it?
48.1, sorry, that's the name of the agency. Yeah, I should shout them out. But yeah, they showed me this like crazy European director who does these like single shot, unmoving short films that are kind of laid out like reconnaissance paintings and shit, and it's all about like the lighting of it and the composition, and it's
more of a moving picture.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also, there's a thing to that too. I had this sick conversation with B actually when I did the first one, and I showed him. He was like a bit like, yeah, it's a bit weird though, isn't it, because like nothing happens. And I was like, yeah, but you watched it though, didn't you? And like you thought about it, thought about the music, and it's like a performance thing to see it. And he's like, no, like I watched it all the way through, and I was like, cool. And I mentioned a couple of recent rap videos that had come out. I was like, did you see that video by this person and that person? He's like, yeah. I was like, did you watch all of it? And he was like, no, I like watched like a minute. And I was like, yeah, I get that.
Waiting for something to happen. Something does happen. Everyone pulls their phone out at exactly the same time when you mention phones. Yeah,
and then everyone slowly just goes in their phone, and then by the start, everyone's chatting. Like, there's loads of like these hidden meaning, like Easter egg type things in there to look for.
What's the other one as well, where the seasons slowly change between the two paintings?
Yeah, on this video.
Is it this tune? What's it called again?
Mood swing. You called the beat pork swing.
I see. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I didn't notice that at first, but yeah, that was cool. The way the seasons changed.
Yeah.
From winter to summer across.
Yeah, and there's meanings to that work in with the lyrics and stuff.
And Ed Scissor cameo.
Yeah. Again, Ed
playing the therapist.
He smashed it on the aesthetics for that as well, didn't he? He like found the place we did it, and
you guys just did that together, right?
Yeah. Just techno. And then the other ones, it's the necessity thing. Like I was like, right, how can I now do a few of these easily? And I was like, well, you know, I noticed the light was really nice in the front of my house at a certain time of day, and I was literally painting my house, and the night was gone. I was like, oh, cool. So literally, I just grabbed a plant from the other room, moved it in, put a bench there, stuck up one picture, and just stood in front of it, looking out the window like a weirdo.
Once you find that thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you're comfortable with and is simple.
Yeah.
But works, and you've got it. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mad that, you know, we even have to think about those sorts of things. But it's necessary now, I guess.
It is, and I do.
Social media, you hate it, don't you? You fucking hate it.
It's not that I hate it.
I bully you.
Yeah,
we need more stuff.
It's not that I hate it, but like we're just old enough to have been doing it since like MySpace and Facebook and shit.
What's funny to me is that you're good at it. We're talking about this, that you're actually good at it, which is why it's frustrating, because I'm like, more, do that simple thing again more, but then it's that pressure to get some shit that isn't the shit you've already made. You're I need a thing to deliver it.
I'm so paranoid and scared of being inauthentic, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like without obvious, on purpose being inauthentic.
Yeah.
I just hate the idea of like performing for the camera weirdly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I can't like walk along the road and just talk to the camera.
Yeah. That's why I'm ruthlessly myself in anything like that I'm doing, because the minute it smells of try hard or you can see through it, and if you can't, someone can. Yeah. If you're not comfortable and you're doing something, no matter how if you're not being yourself or you're not a fucking good actor, someone can see through it somewhere, and that just sits in your head, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you've got a life forever as well if you do that.
Yeah,
and that's going to be a thing. But yeah, there's something else actually. I just thought when you were saying that. What is it? Yeah. So there's this other thing, and I think this is to me is to do with, you know how in the old days musicians and bands were like otherworldly, right? It was like. I used to say the same thing about like clothing brands and stuff like that. They just feel like they've come from another dimension.
Yeah, you can't
and been blessed upon you.
Yeah.
And like they're quite like, you know, you'd never have fucking just David Bowie chatting on. Well, he probably did by the end, but you know what I mean. The way he was like, it's hard to describe.
I know.
I think the
exactly
enigma is so important.
There is still a level of that. Like, there's things that, you know, I'll have a little gauge in my head about certain opportunities when it comes to social media, and like, would that person do that? No, it's too accessible, it's too cheap, it's too.
That's it.
Also, if everyone else has already done it, I don't really get on with them platforms where you coming up platform. I'm a bit like, you could just do it yourself.
But this is it. And the thing is, it's all about perception. It's all about how people perceive you, right? Especially if you're putting yourself out there as a product. And that's kind of what I do for a job as well. Like I deal with how people perceive products or things, and so I almost see it as like you're kind of doing a bit of a trick in a way, or like you don't want to let people see behind the curtain too much. Like, I'm very honest and open about who I am, but at the same time,
and then
I'm trying to craft this kind of thing which, like every one of those videos, you see other people do what on paper is the same as those videos, and they don't look like a music video. Like, getting the framing and the composition and the lighting so that it feels just that one step removed from normal reality. But you know what I mean? Like, how's that feel? Like,
and there's a cleverness to that. Not everyone can do that. It's
and sometimes
it's a skill to do it, and that's what I mean when I say you're good at it. Because I'm like, there is a skill to do it. Like, I can't do that, so I'm just shamelessly myself. That's the way I do it, and that's me being comfortable in my own skin, doing what I do normally. But
I think I'm a bit scared to like just break that with just absolute. Here's my life. Even though I'm weirdly.
It's also a
honest.
style. It fits a style and an aesthetic. So I got this record, a sample off Bozak, actually, when we lived in Brighton. I think it's Eddie Holman, isn't it? 4 Walls? No, I Love You. I Love You. I think you put me onto the album. I've got a copy of it, but I'm pretty sure, Joe put me onto this. We sampled 2, no? This one and...
Probably.
I think there's another one off the record as well. I'm giving away the samples here. Wicked tune. I like this one.
But have you ever tried to write to this?
Nah, I wouldn't.
3/4 signature.
This was one of those beats that I would get out at like 3 in the morning and be like, I've got this one, and see who had the balls to use it, because we were all very much on the boom bap.
There's very few.
You took it.
There's very few rap records. Well, I'd already done it on Feeling Good, hadn't I, once before? So I was up for the like. I felt like I kind of nailed it. Oh yeah. But it's fun. There's not that many rap records. I think there's that Kanye one, Working Spaceship is a free, Working Spaceship.
The way I hear it is it's like it's like 70 BPM.
On halves it's fine, it's just in 4s.
But it goes... But really it falls, it's just a...
3, 1, 2, 3, 1,
But it's just, or it's just a slow beat.
Or one, well, that's the 4 of the 3/4. So it's looping every 4 times. But each beat is made of 3 parts, not 4.
But if I think about it the way you're talking about it, that fucks my head up. If I think of it as a slow beat, then I'm just like a slow standard 4/4. Then it makes sense. That's how I made it.
But I don't think
I didn't notice
rap could work on it though.
Yeah, if it's just.
Oh, you could go like you'd have to rap really slow.
It's not even that.
You're sort of fucking up my head about it now.
It's not that slow.
Like, I know you can
it's
play
like 73, 74, because I made a lot of Lee Scott's album like that, but I just kept the hi-hat standard.
I guess it just feels like it doesn't ride the beat right then for me.
Trickery.
Always, as per. Whoa, hang on, whoa.
You and Inja were like residents of the studio. You went in on the thing, no? Didn't you have your own keys and all that?
That was a bit later. So you had it for a while, then you were like, like one day you'll just like come to the studio, fully not expecting me to do it. We'd been saying for ages, yeah, we'll do an album.
And you did.
I'd like recorded some tunes, and then one day I was like, yeah, I'll be there in an hour. And I got there and we got really pissed really quickly. I think you were a little bit taken aback by how hard I got at drinking. I think that's where, like, you know, like it was like, oh, you're having a mental breakdown, cool, let's make an album.
Yeah, it definitely started in the London sessions. I was like, this guy's fucking mad. But I remember you spending about 45 minutes explaining to me why a snare drum needed to be deleted, because there was a relevance to it on another snare drum on a previous album, or some cosmic mad story about. And I was like, so I remember just feeling really rude and not knowing whether how blunt to be with you. And I was like, so in short, delete the snare. And you were like, yeah, delete the snare. He took it really well. I was like, because you went on a mad deep one about life and all different things, personal shit, and then the snare got deleted.
Yeah, that
like,
sounds a lot
so
like
the
me.
snare needs to go then, right?
That sounds a lot like me. Yeah, I think there's a weird, I feel like that it was also just before a really defining moment in my life of like, there's moments in your life that kind of humble you, if you know what I mean. And I think I was in the middle of like, I should have been experiencing a humbling moment in my life, like the thing I'd worked on for 16 years falling apart, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't think it knocked my confidence in the slightest, and then if anything, I still thought I was just ridiculously important, and everything I had to say was really important.
I think you're being a little hard on yourself. You were just, you know, in deep thought about a lot of stuff and not shy.
That's fair.
Due to the levels of intoxicants, not shy to share every single thought. Yeah. But it was, you know, this was like session 2, number 1, number 2. So I was obviously into it because, you know, I'd have been like, this guy's a fucking lunatic, get him out of the studio. But,
yeah, no, we did get through it.
But no, I quite like the in-depth meaning behind certain weird edits and whatnot. There was always a reason, which I think is good, man. Don't just chuck shit at the wall.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if it is slightly unhinged.
It's pretty unhinged. Like, there is like some levels to, like when I was talking before about weird Easter eggs and things that mean stuff, it's so, there's no way anyone would ever clock what.
Yeah, but that's cool.
That.
That's the meaning, isn't it? It's for you. It's for you and maybe a few whispers and a couple of little. Yeah, I like shit like that.
I'll explain it to someone in a 45-minute rant over a pint one day.
Exactly.
Old folks pack out the raves these days, while the kids so grown up with no teenage. Piggies in the middle of the age don't change, while the young folks seem so strange.
Billy Part 2. Billy was one of my favourite tunes of yours when I was young, and I used to go to, I remember being at the junction, like at the front, like shouting the lyrics to Billy 1, and you used the deep cover beat and the other one. And a little switch in it. I used to love that shit. Who is Billy?
It's just an amalgamation of everyone in the scene. There's definitely parts of all of us. And it's almost like a sliding doors thing, like there but for the grace of God. That's like Billy's like who I like could have, like Billy in this.
Who you could have ended up being.
Yeah, if shit, like, you know, Billy's quite a weird like character in this.
But little Billy was a whiz kid. He was a nerd at school. He was kind of sweet in Billy 1.
Yeah, he was lovely. But
I remember being
really
quite protective of Billy in my head, being like, oh, poor little Billy.
Billy in Billy 1 is me 100%.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like, I saw you in Billy 1.
Yeah.
But then Billy 2 is like what you could have gone on the other fork.
Yeah.
Maybe some of your friends.
It's like, because there's bits. I wonder, are there bits of other people in Billy 1?
Definitely.
No, I think. But I think
I worried that I was in Billy at one point.
No, I think like it's obviously one of those exaggerated reality things.
I know, I do it all the time.
I was a bit weird,
make a monster.
Weirdo. Yeah, like I was a bit of a weirdo at school and stuff like that, and I tell it like Billy's this kid. But the Billy in this is definitely like there's all these people who are now middle-aged, who have in some very different situations in life, right? And rap is very much like wrestling. It's very much this fake alter ego that you are, right? This like facade that people put on.
Yeah, you make up your superhero name and off you go.
All of that, yeah. There's a lot of that, and I've tried to be different than that. But like, I find that really interesting. This like, that's why I like doing the videos, like literally in my house or in my kid's bedroom with my kids' toys.
Yeah.
It's like I find that like hyper banality almost really interesting, and that like everyone has that. That's why like I loved Redman when I was young, because he'd be like, yeah, this is my fucked up house that I live in with my mate who's on the sofa smoking weed. And I was like, yeah, that is how you lot live, and I know because that's how everyone I know lives. To make himself
Billy
feel
hasn't got
better for
kids.
No, reason.
No, Billy's a loser, isn't he? He's on the sofa playing Yeah,
but his loser who split up from his missus has got the kids.
Oh, he's got the kids?
Yeah, he's had 3 kids.
I didn't know he had custody.
He didn't, no, sorry, he's got kids, he doesn't have custody of them.
Okay.
He doesn't have custody of the kids, and he just sits there fucking
Are you going to do Billy 3 where he dies?
I don't know, because at the end of this...
He's going to blow his brains out.
Well, I've kind of got to redeem him, right? Because at the end of this, he like...
Have you?
Yeah, because at the end...
You could spiral him into oblivion.
I could spiral, but that'd be a bit unfair. He's got to go on the hero's journey now. At the end, when he's just about to die, like give up, he takes his pen and starts turning it into
writing the story of his life.
Writing the story of himself.
Maybe a Billy comic on a... We could do a Billy short film starring Bozak as the main character.
So the problem is, I don't like... There's things like this I don't like even telling you because I just want them to be...
Better tell me now.
Like, that ends with the start of the first one, doesn't it? Like, it's cyclical. It's like one of those stories where it's like, it gets to the end and it's him that writes Billy 1. Because it goes, he took a pen and started writing out the story of his life. And then you go back to Billy 1 where it was like, it was him, it was Billy all along.
So what's really, really good?
This tune, Trinkets.
Fucking hell, this
is my favourite one on the record. This is the
fucking
first beat I ever made on an MPC.
You were so insistent on this beat because I couldn't get it working. This is probably the only tune this has happened in my life.
I made it on an MPC 500 on an inflatable mattress in a flat in Brighton.
Sick.
With a cat.
Sick. It's got a first MPC, my first MPC beat to it.
So I got the sample of Bozak again. 7-inch.
Bozak, did you basically make this album?
Well, you know.
7-inch. It was a little 7-inch. The Ray Charles Singers, and it was a fucking advert for a Toy Story or something like that, a toy store or something, or something like that. But is that the Ray Charles? As in, they used to be the backing singers for Ray Charles.
Red Pie. You're after that for years.
Yeah, I was trying to get it. I was trying to get it off you.
I found another one. No, I gave you my only one, I think, didn't I?
I think you did give me your only one, yeah. It was a birthday present, and I sampled the bastard, and I kept that beat for fucking years, and I give it to you.
So for you, is there any like meaning behind the Toy for a Boy?
Nah, it just sounded fire.
It just sounded dope.
Yeah, it just sounded dope.
So, this is one of the only tunes that this has happened with me. Normally, if I write to a tune and it doesn't work, it doesn't make the album, that's it. It's just like, yeah, this one isn't really working.
Yeah,
Do you remember there's only one, I think? Change? Do you remember Change?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I wrote to it, spat it, and we were like, yeah, no. I think that might be the only one that didn't make it on the album.
Yeah.
But with this, it just wasn't working, and you were like, nah. So I went back and rewrote a totally new one, and it was kind of about. It's almost about you. It was about like a little kid playing with his toys and fucking being a vandal and all this.
I remember the flow wasn't just.
And you were like, yeah, it's not quite right. I think this is the 4th attempt.
Really? I thought it was only 2.
No, it's the 3rd at least, but I think this is the 4th. I might not. I don't think I even recorded the 3rd. I think this is the 4th version of writing it, and I wrote a bunch of this walking around Bath when Emily was really, really pregnant. So like 10 years after the first tune got recorded and written. And like I remember thinking about the flow really differently. Like, right, I've got to change how I approach this.
I can't remember how you came, but for the first time. But it was too. I think it was too because everything's quite conceptual, and there was a concept. It was conceptual in some way, and it needed to be more just like mindless bravado, spitting, just like showing off a little bit, and I think that was the discussion we had, and that's when you changed it.
Be still the ink that's dripping from my quill and gets a minute just to sit and think. My history's too ill, you're thinking in it, Like the bitch with me and her religion still bitten by the love, but we all know that's a bitter pill.
Oh, this beat, I remember this beat because I had no parts. I'd made it on like acid in a fucking crack house or something, and it was
acid or on acid.
On. I just remember it being a mess, and you loved it. And I was like, it's all over the place, man, and somehow it worked. Probably Chemo's mix and master helped a little bit, although, like I say, he had no parts, but he did some magic to it to make it, because it was all over the place.
But yeah, this is one of those verses I spent ages writing this in my head. I don't think I wrote it to this beat. This is one of those verses that slowly germinates. So it's the same way I did Pork Swing as well, like that Jay-Z way of not writing it down, but just like having a couple of lines in your head and then slowly adding to those lines.
Oh, you do that shit?
Yeah, I wrote this like that. I wrote Mood Swing like that. It's a really different way of writing.
What, and you've just got 4 bars locked in the head?
Yeah, so the whole thing, by the end you've got the whole thing. Because it takes you, with me, it will slowly germinate over like 2 weeks. So like the mood swing, I wrote on holiday with them, just walking around, and I just had that flow in my head.
You say wrote, but you didn't write.
I didn't write it. No, but I wrote as in I had it all nailed, word for word.
That's mental.
And the way I'd do it is I'd go, how does it start? It goes, not trying to keep it textured. I can't even remember the first line now. But anyway, they're really long lines, aren't they? They're like not trying to keep it textured, not trying to keep it intellectual, or just textured intellectual. Yeah. And then it starts on a weird thing. So I came up with that first line. I was like, I really like that line. And then I took ages thinking about like the perfect next line. And by the time I'd come up with that, I'd had the first one locked.
That one's already locked.
So then I'm thinking of the perfect third line. And like what I might do is once I get like 8 or 9 bars through it, I might go and write it down so I don't lose what's there the next week. But it makes for a really like rich.
What about the flow?
Content.
How are you? Because I'll signify flow with like the shape of the way I write letters and arrows and little squiggly lines. Yeah.
I put
so
little.
I know how I'm going to say it
by
by
the
way I write
brackets
it.
and a 1 and stuff like that to remember it. But you
put
don't need
stars,
to
places.
because when you write, you forget the flow because you wrote it.
Nah.
Well, no, but that's why you write it.
Because I write it with I put 4 A's in or something like that.
No, but that's what you do that because otherwise you'd come back and you wouldn't be sure what the flow was. When you've done it in your head, you never lose the flow because that's the fucking essence of the thing you're remembering.
That's the only way you've ever thought about it.
Yeah, you just have this. It exists already, almost as a song.
I've never tried that shit.
It almost exists like a song because you've got it in your head and
I
it's
don't
like
think I
stuck in
can
your
do
head.
that. I don't think my brain would remember.
But you must write 2 or 4 lines.
I write it down immediately.
I mean, when you get a line in your head, you
put it in a
down.
phone, and when I want to turn it into a song with like accentuation, I'll go and write the whole thing down on paper and draw it almost.
So I do it driving a lot, and you can't do that driving, right? So sometimes I've lost some great lines like this, but normally like just a brilliant line comes to me, and then like it grows to 2 or 3 or 4, right? Before I've had a chance to write it down. So I was on holiday with them, so we were just walking around. So I'd got like 8 bars through before I even got back that evening. I might have written them down, I might not. I don't think so.
Because you wrote some shit in the studio when we were making it, right? Was everything written?
What I'd quite often do is write
Before?
finish lyrics or come to something. You'd leave me with a beat and I'd go off and write to it, or I'd already have a verse for something and I just need to write the last 4 bars for it, or I'd write like Crimson is a freestyle chorus. Crimson, I had the bars. I'd been writing the bars about recording in London, like they was influenced by that. And then I just like knew the shape of the chorus, but it doesn't repeat once because I'm just freestyling.
A chorus I can deal with. You know, that's how you do a chorus, isn't it? You catch you pure catch the vibe. It's not. You do almost, you know, you'll almost like mumble that shit before you even put words to it because you catch the frequency and the flow first. So I don't know, I do.
They said I'd never be an artist, play my part, play my position. I said, yeah, that's the advantage, and it's half my major mission. School sucked.
This one's a funny one because you were sending me, I might post them actually, I've got all the videos of you sending me this beat as you were making it.
What is this one?
Like,
Crash, yeah.
So you were like, this was after we'd done a bunch of sessions, we'd got about 9 tracks down. You were in the studio with a bunch of people, and you'd obviously started making this beat and immediately thought this is definitely a Skuff beat, and you just sent it to me going like just playing the
I remember
sample.
someone was playing the drums to the sample.
That was later. An hour later you played it back and there's a fucking jam kicking off and you're just going like this and like fucking someone's scratching and someone's on the drums. I've got that video like to post with it. And you just kept teasing me of how dope this tune was, and it was like by the 3rd video it's like everyone's playing and everyone's like, as the beat drops and it's fucking like everyone's well excited about it.
Those days, man, I need that shit.
This is another one I struggled with fucking hard. Like the
flow's all over the gaff, innit, with the beat.
Yeah, and the first version of this was 7 or 8 minutes long. This is like the 3rd edited down version. I like my bars. I had a 7-minute version, a 6, then a 6, then a 5.
Oh yeah, I remember it was mad long, wasn't it? And we had to try and whittle it down.
I've recorded it like it's Injury told me to cut it.
Did you just call him Injury?
Injure Who told me to cut it. But Injury is a good name for him. Yeah, and I recorded it fucking so many times. I went back and recorded it because one time I tried to do it, the flow was different as well. It was like slow and then fast all the way. There's just a little bit of it left now. but that like double time thing. There's a version of this one I double timed it all the way.
Yeah.
That in the end I went back and recorded this version without any of you in the studio, because by that point I had the keys. So I just went back in and got it. I was like, no, I'm fucking getting this. And I did it on fucking an Adobe package. And I think there's loads of cuts in this lyric as well. I think it's cut together out of 3 takes.
Yeah, I remember doing some chopping afterwards. No, well, didn't we sit down afterwards and like?
We tried to do that.
Wasn't there a combination?
We tried to do that, but this version is chopped together on Adobe Audio.
Right.
With fucking 3 layers, where I did these 3 different takes, and I'm like, I don't like, because I kept rewriting it. I was like, I like the way I'd written that. In the end, I was like, this tune's doing my head in.
The way you record, man.
No, but I've never recorded like that.
You chop and move all stuff everywhere.
Not lyrics.
Like, no,
not lyrics. I do that with instruments.
Nah, but when you exactly. Your Cubase.
Yeah, we argued about this.
And there's no quantize going on, and there's just fucking shit getting dragged about, and I'm there freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. With scratches, that's how I always used to tidy up
whenever
scratches.
you'd be like, nah, give it to me. I'll be like, he's just gonna turn everything off.
Yeah, I just
but
turn
it
everything off,
works,
cut
but
it
it's
all
not.
up, move it about.
Yeah.
I will do it sometimes with like.
It scares me.
Well, it's because our fucking computer never used to drop the lyrics in time anyway. So
yeah,
no matter what you did, it would drop it out of time. So you had to redo it.
You could argue it's more.
So I wouldn't.
Real? I don't know, but I freak out. I'm like, shit, it's not on the thing.
I don't mind lyrics being like late because I'd always had to move my lyrics anyway.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. If the recording goes in with the latency, I'd freak out. We've got to do it all again.
No.
You're there moving it about. You're like, nah, we'll move that around. And
have you ever listened to Lauryn Hill?
I mean, yeah.
Listen to no, sorry, that's a bad question. Have you ever paid attention to how behind the beat Lauryn Hill is? Listen to like her album, and it's fucking.
What, you
insane.
think that was a drag and drop issue?
No. I'm just saying that there's a difference between with flows. You can get away with being late, but you can't get away with being a fraction early. So if you're moving your lyrics,
I mean, I believe in that in music. Don't get me wrong. Keep it sloppy, but
no. But all I'm saying
when
is
it comes out,
there's certain things like this I couldn't move at all because the flows are too fucking weird. Yeah. And you're just lost.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't move anything. But what I did end up doing is going, fuck it, I'm gonna cut all of this up and just take the bits. I got the idea from. I think it might be Nicki Minaj's verse or fucking. Yeah, seriously, it's either Nicki Minaj's verse on Monster or Chance the Rapper's verse on a Kanye tune, where he's basically done one take really loud and one take really chilled. And Kanye didn't. I heard this thing about him going, like, he didn't tell him, and he just fucking chopped the 2 verses together. I think he did it to Nicki Minaj on Monster and to Chance the Rapper on that sick tune that's hilarious and shit and brilliant all at the same time. You know that weird gospel tune?
I don't fucking know.
It's something about Jesus, and it's like, it's hilarious and cheesy and horrible, but at the same time it's sick as fuck, and Chance the Rapper's got this great verse. Anyway, he just has one where he's shouting and one where he's real chilled, and he just randomly chops together.
Okay.
And I couldn't decide, and I didn't like any of them, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna take the bits I like out of all 3 and just put it together.
Fair fucking shout.
We might not want to admit that to people because everything else I do in one take.
Nicki's going in.
You weren't. My influences are far and wide.
Wide.
Nicki Minaj can spit.
Out of her. This fucking tune.
This is
Trap
storied.
Nut. No, what's it called? Trap Nut.
It was called Trap Nut. The beat's called Trap Nut. It's now called. Hold on, let me check. It's now called Endo.
Endo, yeah.
I made up most of these names
I
while
love this
designing
tune, man.
the thing.
It's just so.
It's fucked
What
up.
is it like? What is it like? Jazz, future. It's not hip hop, is it? It's
Not
like.
really. We seriously considered starting the album with this.
Did we?
To try and say, well, I certainly did. To be like, this isn't hip hop actually. Like, you know what I mean? To start like, and also to convince. It's like we could convince people like this is basically a grime album. He's a grime artist, but he's just a really jazzy, arty grime artist. Like, do you know what I mean? Just to try and sell it to loads of weird people. Well, like to get more people to buy it. Anyway, it is weirdly jazzy. To me, it's not. To me, it's just a.
Do you remember when it was 13 minutes long?
Yep. Inja told me to cut that.
I remember Inja calling me, being like, "This needs to just. You got to tell Joe. Don't be scared to tell Joe. Shut the fuck up. We're doing this. This needs to go backward. Like, stop." I was like, yeah, I had that with a snare drum that he wanted to leave a while back. Yeah.
He can do like 3 gigs in 13 minutes.
In 3 different cities, in Wales, fucking Scotland and England.
But yeah, that was this. But you had a lot to say. To be honest, I was gutted to cut it because I was part of the reason it was so long. I was mixing the thing, being like, this needs to carry on, and like I actually was a bit upset when you cut a chunk out the middle. It was one of them ones where it was actually a bit of a detriment to the tune to me. It made more sense in consumption wise, but there was a bit in there, and I can't remember what you said in those 16 we deleted or whatever it was, but I remember being like, it doesn't fit. It's just like you had to, like, the boat was sinking and we had to kill one person to save everyone. It was kind of like that situation. I was like, I wasn't okay. It wasn't like a throwaway bit. I was like, oh, it's a good bit. It was a bit.
Although we seem to think that we could go on for 12 minutes with some weird guitar solo at the end of Billy, which when I listened to the album, the day it came out, I went for a walk, listened to the whole album. I got to that bit, I was like, what will we? Why did we do this again? Why does this turn into a guitar?
I think the excitement has to like just.
It turns into a rock opera fucking solo for like 6 minutes.
I'm not sure. I like it.
I
was listening to a lot of prog rock at the time. I was sampling a lot of prog records for your album.
It was like pulling teeth recording that as well.
And they're long weird tunes that just go in bendy directions, and I think I was just mad inspired by all that at the time, because that's what I was doing at the time, listening to prog rock. And I probably just thought it was okay to have a 13-minute fucking guitar solo, whatever it was.
I recorded it like, the lyrics, like whatever it was, 5 or 6 in the morning, really fucked, like husky and kind of in an emotional state.
Yeah.
And that recording, there was just so many mistakes, and we were like, yeah, we need to re-record it. I was like, okay, cool. And I think I re-recorded it at a similar time in the morning to get it right again. It's like, we need to capture the same thing then. I need to be like melancholy, early morning, bad throw rocks at myself, Skuff.
Did we do that?
Yeah,
did we recreate the gravel?
Yeah, I did it on my own. This is another one I went back and re-recorded.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, so I was like, I was sad drunk on my own.
Oh, fuck.
But we did all of this stuff in a
It's a nice way to end things, I reckon. Just on your own with a bottle of whiskey, sad.
I wasn't that sad. I kind of wasn't that sad, but I was definitely emotional.
Not when you smack the verse.
Yeah.
Fucking, what's next?
That's the last song on the album.
No, what's next for Skuff?
Oh shit.
What are you doing? I think you can talk about what you're doing next.
I think.
No, you can't talk about that yet.
All right.
You can talk about the other stuff though.
Oh shit, Animal Jaw.
Yeah.